Oh man, a Madden freaking experiment. It's been a hot minute, simply because pretty much everything in Madden experiment-wise has been done. So I like doing these videos, and you guys, for the most part, from what I've seen, thoroughly enjoy them. But like I said, everything's already been done. So I don't want to do experiments that have already been done, you know? So that's been why they've been far and few between. Now, Madden is unlike other games. I'm seeing some guys on FIFA, cracking cheat codes and stuff, actually having coaches play in the game. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources to do that here on Madden. I would love to do the kind of things you see in other games, but there's not much we can do anymore. I pretty much have hit every nail in the coffin throughout Madden. So I try to think of as many experiment ideas as possible, but it's just hard. So if you guys can think of any interesting Madden experiment ideas, let me know in the comments. The most frequent ones, the most popular ones are try to make every player a 99 overall in the NFL, or make every player a 0 overall in the NFL and see what happened. Dog, to do that would, I swear on my life, take probably a week straight of staring at a screen editing rosters and make that happen. And I love you guys, but I'm not about to sit there and edit a roster for a week straight of my life. I'm sorry, but unless you want to make that roster for me, that's just not going to happen. Because rosters take way too long to edit for that to be a thing. But anyways, simply put in today's video, what we're going to do is see who Madden 19 thinks is going to win the MVP for the next 10 years in the NFL. From year 2019 to 2029, we're going to see Madden 19's predicted MVP each and every year. And I guess on top of that, we'll see win Super Bowl, stuff like that, see if there's any crazy free agent moves. But the only problem with this experiment is we pick it up at the end of the 2018 season with the real-life roster. So in this current franchise, the prior year was the same exact stats, MVP, and stuff like that throughout the NFL. Patriots win the Super Bowl just like they did in real life. But the problem with that is I couldn't import the rookies, the real draft class. So the rookies that you expect to see in the 2019 season, you won't see until the 2020 season. So that might mess things up a little bit, but it's as accurate as I could possibly get it. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this experiment. If you have, like I said, any more ideas, let me know in the comment section below. Drop a big like if you do like the experiments, because I find them interesting. They're some of my favorite videos to do. But like I said, there's just nothing else to do anymore. Now, expect this for the next week or so. I'm just gonna plug it as much as I possibly can. You guys missed the videos from last night. I did start a second channel, my first ever second channel. There'll be a link in the description box below. It's in the channel tab on my main channel. So go over there, subscribe to it. A bunch of extra content, a bunch of series is over on that channel. I'm excited about it. We hit 5,000 subscribers in one night, which is insane. Let's see if we can make it 10,000 today. With that said, dudes, year 1, 2019 season, who does Madden 19 think is going to win the MVP next year? Now, one more thing, as I go to import the first draft class, what I am going to do is for the first 3 seasons, I am going to import a draft class. Now, the 2020 draft class and the 2021 draft class more than likely are not going to be extremely accurate, and there is a chance that there might be some players that are duplicated. Then after those first 3 draft classes, they'll be auto-generated. So if in the year 2028 you see the QB Dan Smith from BYU win the MVP, obviously that's not realistic because he's not a real person outside of Key and Pill. But hopefully that makes sense, and that's as realistic as I possibly can get it with what we're given as resources in Madden. So hopefully that explains some things. So into the playoffs in the 2019 season, time to check out. Next year's MVP predicted by Madden 19 is Matt Ryan on the 5-10-1 Falcons, and Zach Vereen. No idea who this is, so this has already got off to a rocky start. Is in second place, so keep in mind these are auto-generated rookies for the first year. That's just how things had to be, so that already kind of sucks. And Lamar in third. I'm guessing this is Tom Brady's regen or replacement in fourth, Drew Brees in fifth, Deshaun Watson in sixth, Russell in seventh, Pat Mahomes in ninth, so it didn't go back to back. If Matt Ryan won the MVP on a 5-10 team, or 5-10-1 team, he had to have had a crazy year, which he did. 4,700 yards, 41 touchdowns, 14 picks. And next year's Super Bowl, according to Madden 19, is going to be the Saints and the Chargers. 2 teams that very easily could have made the Super Bowl this past year. Who is going to win Super Bowl 54? It is going to be the Saints in a close one, so they get their revenge over the referees, I suppose. 24-21 over the Chargers. With that said, that's year number 1. according to Madden 19. So here we are importing the next draft class. So this is technically the 2020 draft class. Now you see some of the players right here. And like I said, some of these players might be off. Some of these players might have actually been drafted the prior year. But it's about as accurate as we possibly can get it. Into the 2020 season, the MVP, according to Madden, is going to be, I want to see a shocker. Oh, what do you freaking know? Matt goddamn Ryan again. It's me, the Matt Ryan Show. Apparently, Matt Ryan's the best quarterback in NFL history. Back-to-back MVPs mental. That's just a shocker. This shows you how much Madden knows. Blake Bortles in 4th. Le'Veon Bell in 5th. Baker in 6th. No Pat Mahomes in the top 10. That's just a wild one. Marcus Mariota on the Dallas Cowboys. Tyrod Taylor's on the Titans somehow. I didn't do that. Backup quarterback is Easton Stick out of North Dakota. Now, Matt Ryan, how did he win the MVP? I'm guessing because his record was so good. Morgan Berry from Tennessee is putting up some crazy stats. Chargers once again in the Super Bowl. This year, though, they're against MVP Matt Ryan. So can they get revenge from last year's Super Bowl loss? Or is it going to be MVP Matt Ryan winning Super Bowl 55? It's going to be Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons 28-23. Poor freaking Chargers, man. So this is the last draft class that we are going to import, and it really only has 7 or 8 real prospects. The rest are just auto-generated. So this is as accurate as we possibly can get it, but outside of this, it's just going to be auto-generated rookies. Hopefully, you're okay with that. We did the best we could with what Madden gives us. So your 2021 MVP. Apparently, we drafted Tua. I didn't do that, but I'd like to see if Tua had the most passing yards in the NFL. See if he won the MVP as a rookie, and he didn't. Deshaun Watson this time getting the dub. It's not a three-peat for Matt Ryan. It's the closest we've seen a running back to winning the award. Well, you know, Blake Bortles in back-to-back years in 4th. I'm actually shocked, though, that Tua wasn't in the top 10. Now, I know a lot of it has to do with how good you do as a team. Okay, that makes sense. So he had the most passing yards in the NFL, but that was kind of a bad ratio. A sack 46 times 2. We had Deshaun Watson. 35 touchdowns to 6 picks is pretty good. Super Bowl 56 is a new matchup. Your Browns, with their first shot at a Super Bowl, Baker Mayfield led Cleveland Browns over Mitch Trubisky, who has been in the top 10 of the MVP a couple years thus far, maybe every year. Who is going to come out on top? I actually really hope it is the Browns, and it's going to be the Browns in a big one, a huge blowout. 49-9. So according to Madden, your Browns fans need to wait about 3 more years. So the 2022 MVP this time around is going to go to Todd Gurley. So the first ever running back does win the MVP throughout this 10-year experiment. Mariota of the Cowboys, that kind of breaks my heart, in 2nd. Second time he has been in the top 10. Pat Mahomes back in the top 10 at number 5. Lamar Jackson in 3rd. Zeke's been creeping on up there. Aaron Rodgers down to an 89 overall now. He's got to be closing in on 40 years old. He is in 7th for the first time. Matt Ryan, he's been in the top 10 every year. He's got to be getting close to 42. Saquon Barkley at a 95 overall is in 8th. And Deshaun Watson in 10th, so he can't go back-to-back. Look at the stats. Deshaun Watson with a good year led the NFL in passing yards. There you go. Justin Fields, who did transfer from Georgia with the Chargers now, had a great year with a lot of picks. Rushing the football, though, Todd Gurley, 16 touchdowns, only 1,600 yards. Man, that's a good year. Would you think an MVP type year? I don't know. Falcons with a chance to win their 2nd Super Bowl throughout this experiment, this time against a new team in the Bengals, and it's gonna be the Bengals with a Super Bowl win 30-24. So now in the year 2023, your MVP goes to, oh man, well, there's a random person, Zach Vereen. And some of these guys I may or may not know if they're actual prospects or not, like especially like in the 2021-2022 draft class, or you know what I mean. But anyways, Ezekiel Elliott has been up there every year, but has yet to get the MVP. Todd Gurley, last year's winner, in 3rd. Not sure who this guy is. McGargyle in 4th. Baker up there in 6th. You can see some of these overalls as well for these players. Matt Ryan still up there. He's been in the top 10 every single year. 87 overall. He's got to be on up there in age. And freaking Blake Bortles, dog. Not sure how he makes his way every single year in the MVP, but he's in 10th place. And just in case you guys were wondering, the top players in the NFL at this point in time, the 99s, Dylan Moses, Ed Oliver, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. A couple of rookies. Upcoming Zach Allen up there. There's only like 10 or so 99s. Is it going to be Marcus Mariota and the Dallas Cowboys? Or Blake freaking Bortles and the Jags? It just would be sacrilegious for Blake Bortles to win a Super Bowl. And he actually freaking did it. So your 2024 MVP goes to Zeke. Finally, he's been creeping on up there every single year. This time, he finally gets the MVP award. Baker in second, Deshaun in third. Matt Ryan still, man, what a guy. My guard guy led the NFL, almost 5,000 passing yards. 39-year-old Matt Ryan still killing it, running the football. Zeke, see, that's not really even that much better of a year than what Todd Gurley had when he won the MVP. But I mean, that's still a good year. 1,900 yards, 14 touchdowns. Your Super Bowl this year, Super Bowl 59. The Falcons, again, Matt Ryan, like at this point, if like this was true, and this was real, like he'd be one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. Team won the Super Bowl like every single year. Almost winning the MVP every single freaking year. What a guy. Now with that, is it gonna be the Dolphins or the Falcons? I think this is the third time the Falcons have made it, and this is the second time they have won it. All the way in the year 2025 now. Our quarterback now was definitely not Tua. So maybe Tua on a better team actually is in the top 10. Justin Fields at a 96 overall wins MVP. So the first prospect for like 5 or so years finally wins the MVP at a 96 overall. Deshaun Watson still at number 2. Tate Potts, not sure if he's real or not. Trevor Lawrence, first time we've seen him. He got drafted by the Bengals. He's up to a 93 already. Andrew Luck, now of the Falcons. That's weird. That's weird to see. I'm not sure if Matt Ryan retired or not, but I don't know how this happened. But he now is in 6. Baker Mayfield's still up there in the top 10. Is Mitch Trubisky, I'm pretty sure he's only an 84, and he's on a 4-12 team, but he's still coming in the top 10 almost every single year. 40 touchdowns, 8 picks, not bad at all. Curious to see if Matt Ryan finally did call it quits. And Tua is now on the Colts. The Super Bowl number 60 is the Giants and Chargers. The Chargers have not won the Super Bowl. Poor guys, but it is a third time a charm throughout this experiment, or are the Giants gonna beat them? And poor freaking Chargers. So your 2026 MVP goes to, what is this? Who is this moron? Jacoby Heckendorf. What happened to Andrew Luck? Was he there for 1 year? Anyways, now this has just got a little wild. Jacoby Heckendorf wins the MVP at an 81 overall. Deshaun in second, Justin Fields in third, Jared Goff in fourth. That's like the first time I think I've seen Jared Goff in the top 10. Maybe that's his second or third time. I don't know. Mitch Trubisky, best passing yards in the NFL, didn't win it. Where is this moron? Jacoby Heckendorf. 45 touchdowns, 9 picks. No wonder. Oh man, once again, the Chargers for the 4th time in Super Bowl 61 against the Redskins. Are they gonna grab this dub finally? Jesus, poor freaking Chargers. 2027, 3 more years to go in this experiment. This time around, the MVP is gonna be Deshaun Watson for the 2nd time. Gets the crown on a 13-3. Texans team at a 96 overall. Justin Fields for the 2nd straight year comes in 3rd. Heckendorf in 4th. And aside from that, it's a lot of players that I'm not sure if they're real or not. And in Super Bowl 62, Giants and the Texans. Pretty sure this would be the Giants' 2nd time winning the Super Bowl in 8 years. And the Texans, I think this is their 1st time making it. This would be the 2nd time in this experiment. The MVP also would win the Super Bowl. And Super Bowl 62 goes to the Giants for the 2nd time in a slim win. 2028, the 2nd to final year. Tate Potts, Heckendorf again in 2nd. Deshaun Watson, last year's winner, in 3rd. Jared Goff in 4th. Lamar in 6th. Jake Fromm in 7th. Really surprised Najee Harris for the 1st time in the top 10. And your Super Bowl between the Texans and Cowboys, the 2 Texas teams, as Texans in the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year, looking to grab this dub over the Cowboys, and they are going to get a big dub. So the final MVP in this 10-year experiment in the year 2029 goes to Jared Goff for the 1st time. He's been creeping around the top 5 for a lot of these years. Finally Like, he's gotta be way on up there in age, at least like 35 or so at this point, but he finally gets that first NFL MVP award. Justin Fields in second, Deshaun in third. And Deshaun's been in the top 5 like the past like 6 years or so. And the rest, nobody I really know. Baker Mayfield's never got that MVP, but he has the Browns playing better than they did the last decade or so. Dog, he's way down there, but he did have a good touchdown to interception ratio. Since this is the final year, I do want to show you guys really quick. Well, first of all, Super Bowl 64 against the Bengals, who would win it for the second time, and the Rams and MVP Jared Goff. If the Rams lose, like the LA teams are just freaking cursed. Not sure if the Rams have won it thus far in this video, but I do know teams from LA have not really fared well today. This would be like the 5th or 6th Super Bowl loss from teams in LA. So if your NFL team want to win a Super Bowl, like, just don't be in LA. Like, that's just the thing. We have a couple 99s. Not really sure if these guys are real players. Justin Fields up to a 99. We have Henry Ruggs up to a 99. To keep in mind, these guys are already like 30 and 29, 31 years old. We have Nick Bosa at a 99, Ed Oliver at a 99, Myles Garrett, who's 34 at a 99, Pat Mahomes, who had made it to a 99, is dipping down now to a 98 because he's freaking 34 at this point. Dylan Moses at a 98. So a lot of guys kind of up there. I kind of do want to like just scroll through these pretty fast in case you guys are interested. Tua didn't make it up to a 99, but he is up to a 96. I mean, that's not bad at all. Trevor Lawrence at a 95, so he didn't quite either make it to a 99 overall status, as we have Joey Bosa at 35 years old at 95. Lamar Jackson up to a 94. As we'll go ahead, I'll scroll really fast all the way down, because half these guys probably aren't even real at this point. Baker up to an 89 overall. He's probably dipped as well. Saquon starting to dip too. A lot of players that you expect to be higher dipping because they're up there like grandfathers at this point. But the final Super Bowl champion in today's experiment, Super Bowl 64. Let's see. Is LA finally going to reign victorious? And they do. So the LA curse is finally lifted as your LA Rams Super Bowl champions over the Bengals. Hope you guys did enjoy this experiment. And like I said at the beginning, if you have any ideas for experiments, let me know in the comments, because to be honest, I'm desperate.